victory. And we still have 150 laps to go with the Choko 150. The cars are staged on pit road. Cars are staged down on pit road, ready to come out here on the front straightaway, and we will get them rolling quickly, folks. There is not going to be a lengthy pre-race. We're going to get them out here, shut down the engines, introduce them in a hurry, and then we will give the command to set them loose for the Choko 150. The first race earlier this afternoon had a little bit of everything, some hard feelings, some hard racing. No reason to expect anything less in this second 150 lapper. As it just got sticky down here on the front straightaway. Donald Chisholm pretty pumped up down here as well. He's seen that 89 car in victory lane a couple of times. Comes down to congratulate Danny Chisholm on a job well done. And then take the bottle of champagne. That was a good visit right there. And up next, we will clear the front straightaway and roll out the NASCAR Canada Series. The Choko 150 was lined up based on each driver's fastest lap from the Proline Stadium 150 earlier on. You don't see a lot of race cars looking quite like that in victory lane at the end of a race, but Nick Noggle doing a great job. Oh, they're pretty youthful top three. As we clear out one set of dignitaries and get ready for what I believe is going to be 18 beautifully prepared NASCAR race cars. Unfortunately, Danny Chisholm not going to be out for this second race. How, Donald, do you want to chat with us? What a day, what a night. It's not the way it was printed on the schedule, but boy, oh boy, there's been some emotions, and that's what you want, is an emotional victory lane.
Yeah, that was probably the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. George, this means so much to George, all the guys, to me. This is just, it is so cool. I thought that thing was going away 4 different times before the race was over, and Dan's a good little man. He's a good guy. He's a hell of a race car driver.
Talk us through that just a little bit, because Danny Chisholm is no relation to Donald Chisholm, unless I'm mistaken, but pretty convenient. The initials work, the last name works. How did this deal come together?
You know what? I'd have to think about that a little bit. No relation? No, none. Same last name? Yes. Danny is talking a year and a half ago, and he just asked some questions that I tried to help out with, and I can't do this forever, and I need some people coming behind me, so Danny's been a huge help to George in the shop the last 2 years, and I'm so proud of those guys.
I got one more question for you, one more comment. Your dad did a lot for racing and a lot for young racers. How good does it feel for you, Donald, to pay a little bit of that forward? And I don't mean to make you emotional here on the front stretch, but that's got to feel pretty darn special.
Yeah, no, we've got 4 wins this year. Shelby's won 3 times, Ryan's won once, Danny's won once, so They're all Chisholms. They're all part of my family now. Well, most of them are legit family, but I'm just so proud of. Nobody understands how goddamn hard this is. How much sweat and heartache and tears, and it's just so difficult. And we won. We won! Yeah!
Donald Chisholm, a happy man down here. Great job. That's what we do it for. You can see these teams have been hard at work, but there's still some signs of battle from earlier on. Race fans, it is time to meet the starting grid for the Choko 150. Before we meet these drivers, do me a favor, give a big round of applause to our Grand Marshals, Hannah, Macy, Hudson, and Maxon Hathaway, who are going to give the command in just a few minutes. Give them a big round of applause, folks. And now the starting grid for the Choko 150, starting 18th from Peterborough, Ontario, the Curb Records number 98, Brian Cathcart. 17th. Driving the 06 Bay by Bay Brimstone Games sponsored entry, Sarah Thorne. And a change of way.
Dead end drivers, start your engines!
Thank you very much. I love changes of plans, Mike. Well, we got 2 cars into the driver introductions. We'll tell you the rest of the field as they get rolling for the first of 4 pace laps. Sorry, guys. And a very special guest behind the wheel of one of the pace vehicles in front of the field is the owner of Choko, Mr. Ed Hackinson. Gonna pace this field with some of his family members. And then we'll get right to green flag racing, the Choko 150. The only difference between this and the Pro Stock Tour, every lap counts. Through the rest of the field. Behind the wheel of the 56 from Placentia, Newfoundland, the Auto Direct USA, Wingert Restaurants, Auto Trim Designs. Number 56 is Josh Collins. The 84 is from Oakville, Ontario. The Big Chief meets next. E3 Spark Plugs, O'Neill Electric, number 84. It's Larry Jackson. 23 is from Torbay, Newfoundland. The Winging It Restaurants, Auto Direct USA, Miller Lite 23 of Brandon McFarland. Behind the wheel of the 0 from Ohsweken, Ontario, the Glenn Stiers Racing. Ohsweken Speedway 0 is Glenn Stiers. 64 is out of Barrie, Ontario. The Leland Industries 64, it's Mark Dilly. Behind the wheel of the Capteurs GR number 97, it's Maxime Gauvreau. We can see it appears Alex LeBay dropping to the back of the field, so unapproved adjustments on the 36. He will have a long way to go. The 39 machine piloted by Alex Gannett, a podium finish for the 39 in race number 1. The 24 Home Hardware Richelieu entry, that's Thomas Neva. The 17 is DJ Kennington. Pair of identical cars. In row number 3, the 96 is Marc-Antoine Cameron. The 27 is Andrew Ranger. 47 of LP Dumoulin, the WeatherTech 47 to his inside. The Teage Automotive Group, number 80 of Donald Teage. And then the front row on the outside of row number 1, the Napa Valvoline number 74 is Kevin Lacroix. And the Weiser Assa Abloy number 3 of Jason Hathaway. We're going green out of turn number 4 in the Pinty's restart zone. The second half of a doubleheader here at Riverside Speedway, 150 laps the distance. And here we go, the field in the hands of Jason Hathaway and Kevin Lacroix. Even start, they're door-to-door down the back straightaway. Lacroix making that outside groove work. Jason Hathaway on the inside. Give the lead to Kevin Lacroix.
Now, Adam, these NASCAR drivers have had a long time to stew after the first 150 green flag laps. Now it's a totally different race under the lights here at Riverside Speedway. We almost went 3 wide in turn 1 and 2 between Kennington and a few others.
Well, these drivers are ready to go as we see Andrew Ranger in the 27, Marc-Antoine Cameron in the 96, rubbing doors down the back straightaway. Now Jason Hathaway going to edge out in front. He'll lead lap number 3.
A few more donuts on these cars compared to earlier today.
Yeah, they definitely show a little bit of the wear of race number 1, but by and large, we did lose Danny Chisholm, and that's a real shame. Brake failure on the 19 machine, but Danny Chisholm took the edge off his heartache by taking that pro stock victory. What an emotional victory lane that was.
Big one as Donald Teage looking to get second from Kevin Lacroix. Jason Hathaway leading the Choko 150 so far.
Hathaway out in front, not getting away from Kevin Lacroix in the 74, the 80 Donald Teage, 47 LP Dumoulin. Top 4 nose to tail with a bit of a gap back to Marc-Antoine Cameron. Here goes DJ Kennington to the inside of Ranger for 6th.
And Ranger's going to be the driver on that outside line. You know, we were seeing during the Pro Stock race in between the first 150 and this one, some drivers, Adam, were able to use that outside line, but it's cooler. We're under the lights now. The environment for these cars, way different.
Well, with fresh General tires on all of these race cars, they're all going to handle pretty well for the opening 20, 30 laps. It's when the tires start to wear out that these drivers are going to search around for a groove that their cars maybe like a little bit more than right around the bottom.
Can Kevin Lacroix go 2 for 2 today here at Riverside in Nova Scotia? It's been a long day. We're packing in, you know, a race and a half basically between the Pro Stock Tour And that Napa, number 74, is keeping good distance with that number 3.
Jason Hathaway's such a veteran of oval track racing. He knows exactly what to do behind the wheel. Kevin Lacroix loves to be out in front, loves to pace these races, but right now he's settled into the second position. LP Dumoulin looks like he's a little bit faster than the 80 of Donald Teach, but he rides in the 4th spot for now.
Yeah, Tim Terry, Teach gets another little tippy tap there from the number 47 car.
LP Dumoulin on the back bumper, the 80 of Donald Teach, as they battle for that final podium position. The 74, Kevin Lacroix, begins to search in behind the 3 of Hathaway. As they get racy, they'll come to 13 complete.
Alex LeMay, after starting at the back of the field, he's working over the back end of the 0 of Glenn Stiers. He knows he has to keep the race car under him. He can't overdrive the car. He can't burn off any more rubber than he needs to, but he's got to make his way towards the front of this field if he wants to contend here tonight.
Hathaway, a 2-time winner here at Riverside. Oh, man, I don't think you could fit a piece of paper between the 3 and the 74 there coming off turn number 2. He's looking to get his 3rd win here in Antigonish. But if Kevin Lacroix has anything to say, it's not going to come easy.
Well, Kevin Lacroix is rolling the center of the turns a little better than Hathaway right now, but what Hathaway's doing to defend is coming off the corner and then pointing the car low on the straightaways. So if Kevin Lacroix is going to pass him, he's going to either have to give him a bit of a bump or he's going to have to go to the outside.
Bump and runs in racing?
Well, and you can see this defensive driving, Dylan, that Hathaway is employing right now. What it's doing is allowing Cameron to close in, Cannington to close in. We're going to have a long train at the front of this one before long.
Top 10 are all pretty close together at the moment. The 64 of Dilly at the tail end of this top 10 train going around Riverside Speedway.
Watch where Kevin Lacroix is faster than Hathaway. He's faster going into the corner, he's faster to the center, but Hathaway's getting a good launch off of the turns.
Yeah, it's neat to see that as we see the boys rumble down the back straightaway here at Riverside Speedway. There's Lacroix again, like you were saying, just giving that little tap at a turn 4. He's just that much better than the number 3.
Hathaway slides up the racetrack off of turn number 2. Door open for Kevin Lacroix. He'll drive it up the inside.
You can see the brake rotors glowing here at Riverside as Lacroix got the crowbar in the door and he put some muscle into it. He gets the lead at the Choko 150.
Lap 21. Kevin Lacroix leads the way. Let's see if Jason Hathaway can keep pace. But a car length between first and second right now as they close in on the slower car, Brian Cathcart.
And if this is your first NASCAR Canada Series race, no stages, all laps count, it's going to be wild.
It certainly is. Is looking deeper in the field. Brandon McFarland trying to find a way around Larry Jackson in the 84. He gets a run to the inside down the front straightaway. McFarland will pick up that spot. At the front, Kevin Lacroix putting a bit of distance. He's got a couple of car lengths now, and he builds that down the back straightaway, about a 5-car length gap between first and second.
A lot of racing left to go as Dumoulin now looking underneath Teach, trying to steal third from the number 80 car as they're side by side down the back straightaway.
The challenge to passing here is to keep your rolling speed through the turns. Because when you're pinched off on the inside, it's tough to get back to the throttle, so you've got to carry a lot of speed into the corner.
Now, if you're unfamiliar with this racetrack in Nova Scotia, built in the 1960s, 1969, modeled after Bristol Motor Speedway. It's a 1/3 mile replica, basically, of Bristol Motor Speedway. So high-banked, semi-long straightaways. It's a bull ring here in Nova Scotia on a Saturday night.
It definitely produces fantastic racing. That lead group, Kevin Lacroix is driven away, but look at that second. All the way back to 9th, nose to tail. Alex Gannett runs in that 9th spot. Just ahead of him was the 4th place finisher from race number 1, Thomas Neveu in the 24.
Tim Terry, relatively, things are calm-ish, I want to say. I don't want to say it's completely not action-packed, but after the two races we've seen earlier, it's almost like a little bit of a break and a stopgap.
Yeah, you're seeing some great racing here throughout the field, but I don't think we're really seeing that sense of urgency yet, Adam.
No, we're certainly not. The driver I'm watching so far, and I'm just fascinated with how he's paced himself, is Alex LeBay behind the wheel of that 36. Continues to make passes, continues to work his way towards the front, but it hasn't looked like he's overdriven that car one bit.
Continues to be Kevin Lacroix up in front, the three of Hathaway in a second, and it looks like Hathaway and Dumoulin beginning to inch away just a little bit on this longer run. 32, make it 33 laps completed.
Now LeBay to the inside of Mark Dilly of a turn number 4, right up to the driver's door goes the 36. He will clear him almost, now he clears him off of turn number 2.
That's a driver that had to give up that nice starting position for unapproved adjustments, and he's got his work cut out for him. Alex LeBay does here at Riverside Speedway. Kevin Lacroix laying him down and getting around the slower cars here.
Sarah Thorne doing a lot better in this race, the 06. Lap number 1, the sway bar broke on that car in the first race, so she had her hands full the entire time. She'll get down out of the way of race leader Kevin Lacroix.
And Josh Collins not too far up the road either. The 06 going to go a lap down. And the 56 of Collins there as well behind. LP Dumoulin begins to look at the 3 of Hathaway.
Dumoulin trying to take advantage of the traffic with the leaders right now, Adam.
Oh, contact between Josh Collins and Sarah Thorne just ahead of Jason Hathaway in the 3 machine.
A couple of Newfoundlanders going at it.
So Collins gets away from Thorne. Now he's got Hathaway closing in. He'll get back to the bottom of the racetrack. Hathaway to the outside. LP Dumoulin will do the same, and then Sarah Thorne closing in. I wonder if she's going to return the favor.
Well, we saw a few favors returned earlier, so we'll see if cooler heads prevail in this race.
Oh, Thomas Neveu in the 24 with problems after a 4th place run in race number 1. He is limping that car slowly down pit lane.
That's a tough break for the number 24 car after, like you said, Adam, such a great run earlier today.
Sarah Thorne had to chase that thing up the racetrack as the 27 of Andrew Ranger, the 17 of Kennington, and Marc-Antoine Cameron worked by her. Now they work by Josh Collins down the back straightaway. Couple of close moments there as Ranger's been all over the back bumper of Kennington.
Well, in Kennington, right behind Marc-Antoine Cameron, he can see Donald Teach pulling away. He's a big picture racer, still over 100 laps to go in this one, but you don't want to give up too much ground to the race leaders.
Kevin Lacroix growing his lead like he had earlier today in the Proline 150. Now it's the Choko Authentics 150. It's looking like a repeat performance early on here.
It has that appearance here in the early going, but we will see these cars pick up speed, lose speed by comparison. You know, it's who falls off less as the race goes on.
Alex LeBay, Adam, trying to close into the number 39 car. Ganette's going to be the next one that LeBay is going to be catching up to. And that's Wraith on the racetrack, Tim.
Ranger looking to the inside of Kennington as they almost swab a little paint off of corner number 4. Ranger to the inside, Kennington to the upside. Close quarter racing down into 1.
Ranger gets around on the bottom. Now we'll set his sights on Marc-Antoine Cameron in the 96 machine. Out in front, Kevin Lacroix continuing to set a blistering pace as he puts Brian Cathcart another lap down in the 98.
And Dumoulin, Adam, is still staying on the back end of the number 3. Jason Hathaway, the battle for second. We're still watching on the TV view, Kennington and Ranger. Kennington is not letting Ranger get away from him.
DJ Kennington, I can remember way back when he started following the NASCAR Super Series. He went to school with the likes of Peter Gibbons and Donnie Thompson and Kerry Mix, shadowing those drivers race after race. And now he's a member of the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame, the only driver to have competed in every NASCAR Canada Series race since the beginning in 2007.
Dumoulin falls back a little bit from the number 3, Jason Hathaway. Lap 51 here tonight at Riverside, Adam.
51 in the books, 99 left to go, now 98 laps. Brandon McFarlane about to go a lap down to Kevin Lacroix. Lacroix has his way. I'll tell you, this is Brandon McFarlane's third race in the last 7 days with us. That car still does not have a mark on it.
Very impressive for the Newfoundland driver. One of 4 Atlantic Canadians originally lined up for tonight. Of course, we lost Danny Chisholm earlier tonight, but boy, did he rebound big in the Pro Stock race earlier.
He sure did. The battle for second continues. Jason Hathaway has the spot. LP Dumoulin keeping the pressure on. Donald Teague in the 80 might be making a bit of a resurgence here. Let's look at their lap times as they come across the stripe. Kevin Lacroix. I'll have to wait for them to come around next time because I just blanked out my timing and scoring page because I'm smart like that. Kevin Lacroix with a 15.0, Jason Hathaway with a 15.3, LP with a 15.3, and Donald Teague with a 15.2. So Teague a little bit quicker than second and third, but nobody as fast as the 74 of Lacroix.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. That 80 car is reeled in, the 47 and the 3. And how much quicker is the 47 going to be if he's able to get around that number 3 car?
Well, he's sizing up Hathaway, trying to enter the corner a little bit higher to get a nose underneath. Now he's glued to the bottom through 1 and 2. Still can't get the power down quick enough to make a move. A little further back, Alex LeBay has caught Alex Gannett. But the best battle on the track is this race for the second spot, which is now a 3-car battle as Teague has caught the duo of Hathaway and Dumoulin.
Could be a fatal 4-way here in a second, and Marc-Antoine Cameron is able to close in. He actually does close in pretty good there in turn 3 and 4. Ranger not too far behind. Kennington drifting back just a little bit here at Riverside, Tim.
That battle for second continues on, and it's a 3-way dance, and it might be 4 because Cameron's closing in as well. This is a great battle. A little touch from the 47 of LP Dumoulin to the 3 of Hathaway. They're getting racy.
Dumoulin just sending the message. He's ready to go on by when Hathaway's ready to relinquish that spot. He sees Donald Teague in his rearview mirror. Teague is one of the more aggressive drivers on the circuit, so Dumoulin knows it's time to make his move.
You're seeing some drivers like Dumoulin right now get nearly on the apron in turn 2 to try and get any advantage out of these corners, Tim.
The lap cars back here are getting racy. We were almost 3 wide down the back straightaway, and all 3 Newfoundlanders have come to party. Oh, by the way, the battle for second's coming right up on them.
Is this a kitchen party or what, Adam?
Well, it's about to get busy out here. Hathaway closes in, drives to the inside of Sarah Thorne off of turn number 4. Oh. Quickly running out of room as he squeezes himself between Thorne and Collins.
Looking for a place to happen. They found it.
And they quickly work their way through that little pack of slower traffic. As Kevin Lacroix put Glenn Stiers a lap down, now working to put Mark Dilley a lap down.
Ranger almost had a moment trying to get through that traffic, but for the most part, everybody got through as Josh Collins is slow on the back straightaway.
Collins, who's run a lot of laps here tonight, slow down in 3 and 4, just limping his way around. Is he going to make it to pit road? It looks as though he will.
That battle for the runner-up spot continues on as LP Dumoulin looks over the 3 of Hathaway down the back straightaway, coming up on Brandon McFarlane to put them in the rear view mirror. They go by on the inside.
Brandon McFarland way up the racetrack in 3 and 4. LP Dumoulin immediately back to work, looking at the inside of Hathaway. Oh, he saw Hathaway drift up and got on the gas a little too hard, kicked that car sideways.
When does LP Dumoulin's patience go out the window here at Riverside? 69 in the books of 150. Lacroix coming around the front straightaway. He makes it 70.
Dumoulin still getting that great launch off the turn. He's able to enter the corner right on the bottom, keep that car about a half a car width lower than Jason Hathaway, just not able to get back to the gas quite as fast as the veteran Hathaway.
And Donald Teej just sitting there in that orange number 80, looking to take advantage if something like this happens. And there's Dumoulin on the quarter panel of Hathaway going down the back straightaway.
He'll drive it deep again into 3 and 4. Hathaway closes the door, but LP was there. A little bit of contact.
And they continue on for that spot. LP looking over the back bumper of the 3. Donald Teej is there. Marc-Antoine Cameron is there. Andrew Ranger trying to chase them down. It's the battle for second with 73 complete.
And every time LP makes the move, he loses about a car length, and it takes him a couple of laps to get back into an attack position, but he's there again through 3 and 4.
And we are going to be coming up to the halfway point here next time by.
Yeah, the Fresh Stone midway point, 75 laps in. I got the math right this time. And the Fresh Stone brand's midway race leader is going to be Kevin Lacroix in the 74.
Meanwhile, Dumoulin again looking underneath Hathaway. Hathaway's driving that thing 18-wheeler wide at the moment. Dumoulin clipped the bottom of the racetrack down in turn 1 and 2, and they're side by side to 3.
He got a good run that time off of turn number 2. Gets position in 3 and 4. Hathaway going to continue to fight. In fact, Hathaway still has the spot at the start-finish line, but I believe LP Dumoulin's going to wear him out here over the next lap or so. As long as Hathaway's willing to keep trying on the high side, LP Dumoulin has that preferred groove.
And Teej gives a bit of a bump draft shot to the end of the number 47 car, hoping to maybe get him squirrely so he can sneak around him. And the 47 does get squirrely, but it benefits the 3 going down the back straightaway.
LP does a nice job saving that race car without getting overtaken by the 80 of Donald Teej, and he'll close in again. LP's got to be getting frustrated. Another great battle just ahead of these two. Drivers a lap down. Mark Dilley in the 64 trying to hold off Glenn Stiers in the 0. That's a battle for the 10th spot.
And that's going to be coming right in front of this battle for second here, Adam, as Andrew Ranger has now made it a 5-way battle for second here on lap 80.
And the Alex LeBay watch continues. He makes a move on DJ Kennington, so in fact, he's not showing up on timing and scoring, but I'm sure he's there.
Showing up 7th right now on the scoring pylon here at the racetrack.
LeBay is in that 7th spot.
Oh, and Dilley off the pace in the front straightaway.
I think Stiers might have given him a shot there.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you've got Hathaway starting to pull away from that number 47, and Teej is on the back end of the 47 car, and he gets under him. There may be an issue on the 47, Adam.
I think if there's an issue, he just used up too much race car battling with Hathaway. All those laps on the inside, you've got to drive the car hard. It overheats those General tires, and he's paying the price right now.
He falls in line between Marc-Antoine Cameron and Andrew Ranger. And Teej now in a podium position. Ranger slams in the back of the 47, Tim Terry.
Yeah, Ranger wants that spot away from LP Dumoulin behind them. Alex LeBay trying to get a little bit closer. DJ Kennington and Gannett going at it. Great battles all around the racetrack. And Ranger to the inside of Dumoulin. He may have used him up a little bit in 1 and 2.
LP Dumoulin loses another spot. He'll have to, well, he might be trying to come back on the 27 Ranger. Thank him for the move that was just made. Yep.
There's one.
Lightens him up just a little bit there in turn number 2. You see the left rear quarter panel Ranger crinkle again going into turn 3.
There's 2. Do we get the triple play? Do we get 3?
Well, he's rolling the center pretty well. Let's see if he can get him down into turn number 3. Dumoulin looks like he settled down a little bit, but Ranger got himself a bit loose that time in 3 and 4.
Tremendous battle now for 4th on the track, while there's 3. I was going to say, meanwhile, Donald Teague is catching up to Jason Hathaway for 2nd.
Yeah, Teague in that 80 car really turning some good laps right now as Hathaway closes in on slower traffic, and they'll be racing 2 wide, Glenn Stiers and Larry Jackson. So Hathaway a little boxed in right now in 1 and 2.
80 car. Oh, what do you see, Tim?
Andrew Ranger sideways at a turn number 2. I think he got the bump out of that second corner, and LP Dumoulin going to move by. Ranger going to try to get back at him.
Alex LeBay closing in as well. He loves seeing these two battle like they are. LeBay has been on a march from the back of the field. A lot of green flag action, and Alex LeBay methodically working his way towards the front.
And he is neck and neck with Andrew Ranger as the 36 and the 27 rip into turn 1 and 2, while Dumoulin tries to pull away from those boys.
What a green flag run this is, wow, Ranger gets all sorts of sideways in turn 4. He'll go up the racetrack. LeBay takes a look to the inside. He can't get the power down. I almost wonder if someone's putting a bit of fluid out on the track. There's a lot of cars really sliding around.
Especially at a turn number 4 there as Ranger was sideways. The 36 of LeBay trying to get back. And up in front, here comes Teague.
Battle for 2nd. Teague to the inside of Jason Hathaway. They make contact in turn number 4. Teague takes the spot.
Yeah, he hip checked that number 3 car to get that position. And Cameron's right there too, Adam Ross.
Yeah, Marc-Antoine Cameron. He loves seeing other people duke it out like that, make a little bit of contact. Teague able to drive away from Hathaway. Cameron trying to close the gap on that number 3. And look at Kevin Lacroix halfway down the backstretch. He's within a straightaway of 5 very good lead lap cars.
The car to beat tonight here at the Choko 150, the 2nd race for NASCAR Canada, compressing the long weekend into one day here, and it has been a long day of racing, but been a great day, and Kevin Lacroix could go 2 for 2 tonight here in Antigonish.
Mark Dilley just had his hands full down in turn number 4. Alex Gannett right behind him as he goes around Larry Jackson. DJ Kennington gets through as well. Now the race leader, Kevin Lacroix, closing in on Kennington and Gannett.
Larry Jackson going down another lap.
Now Cameron to the inside of Jason Hathaway down into turn number 1. The 96 of Cameron trying to get the power down, not able to do it in the 2nd turn. They'll fall back in line and take another swing. Whoa, trouble. Andrew Ranger off the pace in turn number 4. That is going to bring a yellow flag.
101 lap run there, Adam. 102 lap run.
The right side tires look to have air in them. The left side tires look to have air in them, so not sure what the issue is on the 27 of Ranger, but he did go a lap down. So with 103 laps completed, let's give you a rundown. Kevin Lacroix is the race leader in the 74. Donald Teague second in the 80. The 3 of Jason Hathaway. 96 Marc-Antoine Cameron. And the 47 of LP Dumoulin round out the top 5. 6th through 10th, Alex LeBay in the 36. The 39, Alex Gannett. The 97 of Maxime Gauvreau. And because I looked down, I'm just looking up to see, yeah, Maxime Gauvreau is a lap down in the 8th spot. So we'll let the scorers sort out who's who.
So what you're saying is a lot of these drivers are probably happy this caution came out.
boy, they get to catch their breath. They get to put some thought into what their cars are doing. And with only 8 cars on the lead lap, I look back towards the tail end of a driver like DJ Kennington, Alex Gannett. Wouldn't surprise me one bit to see them peel down pit road and make some adjustments.
How about a driver like Alex LeBay, who started at the back and was on a very good long green flag run there?
Well, definitely a good opportunity for him to cool things off. His brakes were glowing cherry red, the front brakes. We can look, there's really not many marks on that 36 car. He's passed a lot of race cars out there.
So for those that may be new to NASCAR Canada, what's the next race coming up for the series?
We go back home. I believe the next race on the schedule, and I've looked at it so many times, is the dirt race at Ushweek July 11th. It'll be a Thursday night show, and that's always a lot of fun. We got Ken Schrader racing in that one, Chase Briscoe, Trayton Lapsevich making his return to the series. So that'll be a lot of fun. Again, on the 11th, so these teams have a bit of a break. It looks like the right front might be down on that 27.
Looking a little flat.
Crew goes straight to work. Going to put a fresh right front General tire on that one. Sarah Thorne down pit road in the 06. Larry Jackson in the 84. Looks like an air pressure adjustment being done on the 84 Jackson. The hood goes up on the Sarah Thorne 06.
Adam, while we got a moment of quiet, if you want to call it that, 50-50 tickets still not claimed. If you have a yellow ticket, 8062130. Believe the dogs are up by the front gate if you have that ticket. So yellow ticket, 8062130 for a little over $3,300. And Tim, it was last call at lap 75 in the beverage area.
And I see the windows are already closed. So if you didn't make last call, tough luck.
Hope you got some of the cooler at the camper.
Get ready for the IWK 250.
Man, they were lined up 10 people deep all day long.
They were. I know I saw a couple of our friends from Newfoundland over there earlier tonight, so that's probably why they were 10 deep.
Well, people get thirsty, you know. It's a long day out
there.
It
is.
is.
Got to stay hydrated.
So Andrew Ranger rejoins the tail end of the field.
And for those watching on the stream, we'll take a quick break and be.
Football is all about smart moves, quick reads, and being one step ahead. Same goes for the Chevy Silverado. It's everything I need in a truck. Power, range, and all the best tech. Dependability comes standard. This truck moves fast, plays smart, and plays to win. Chevy Silverado, ready for your next play. Visit your local New England Chevy dealer today.
Right back with more action in the Choko 150. Pit road, DJ Kennington as well in the 17 as things get a little crowded.
Yeah, the cleanup crew, Adam's going to have to go on the back stretch. There's stuff on the back straightaway.
Right in the middle of the racetrack. I can see it right across. I
Yeah,
think,
it looks like a long piece of ductwork, maybe.
Yep.
So a lengthy caution here at Riverside Speedway, Adam. It's probably going to throw us close to about 35-ish left to go when we go back green flag racing.
Well, and one thing we've learned, cautions do breed cautions. So we'll see how things resume here. Donald Teach, he's hungry for a victory. Jason Hathaway, you know he wants to win this race.
Oh, yeah.
And Lacroix had that huge lead. He could see second place at the end of the straightaway before that yellow flag came out.
Gone like the wind. Gone with the wind, like the wind.
In the wind.
You don't spit in the wind.
So Kevin Lacroix, boy, oh boy, he's had quite a view all night long out in front of this one. But he hasn't had Donald Teach to contend with just yet. So let's see what Teach can offer in terms of a challenge to our race leader, Kevin Lacroix. There is just so much Quebec talent in this field anymore. A lot of hot shoes from the province of Quebec. One to go at the stripe. Maxime Gauvreau going to go around the pace car. And the field will double up and get ready for the Pinty's restart zone. Jason Hathaway had all sorts of gamesmanship for race leader Kevin Lacroix on that first 150 lapper at the restarts.
We'll see if it's a repeat. We went over 100 laps caution-free in the 150 lapper to close out this big night at Riverside Speedway. Adam Ross taking through turn 3 and 4.
Heading towards the Pinty's restart zone, Kevin Lacroix paces the way slow and steady, jumps on the throttle out of turn number 4. Oh, Hathaway slides up the track, Teach into the wall, Cameron as well.
Big one, big one.
Brandon McFarland.
We got a big one on the backstretch, and Donald Teach is tore up like a beer can.
He is so. We're going to go red flag here. Things are closed up on the backstretch. Damage to the 23 of Brandon McFarland.
Well, Adam, you said cautions breed cautions. This bred a red flag.
It did so, and Donald Teach looked like he might have been trying to drive that 80 machine away, but I'm not sure that's going to fly. You can see Teach moving around in the cockpit of that 80 machine. Glenn Steyer's also making significant contact on
look
the
at
back
this!
straightaway.
Look at this view here.
Mark Dilley as well involved.
Yeah. They're going to need to dive into the stay dry budget here, Tim Terry.
Let's have a look at the replay here. Coming through turn number 2, Hathaway up into Teach, and
McFarland got a huge hit there on that number 80 car.
I'm trying to figure out, like, Hathaway got up into Teach and the car just wouldn't turn.
LeBay got a piece of it.
Larry Jackson does a nice job to avoid a bigger piece. Maxime Gauvreau. Let's have a look at this angle. Oh, boy.
Cameron, too. Got a good chunk of that wall. Oh, what a hit.
Yeah, there were a few significant impacts as the safety crew was down there on the scene.
That's the second hard hit for NASCAR Canada we've seen today, Adam.
Yeah, it is so. Danny Chisholm in that first one, and now Donald Teach here in the second. We can see the ambulance being sent out, but there's Donald Teach walking around that 80 machine.
Damn, good to see him out of the car. You know, safety number 1 for any race car at any racetrack. And there's the stage ride getting laid down.
Glenn Stiers, we can see him walking down the back straightaway. Mark Dilley has just walked around the back of his car.
There's Brandon McFarland. Oh, boy.
Conversation going on between Glenn Stiers and Mark Dilley down there with a NASCAR official.
You think they were talking about where they're going to go get something to eat later?
Neither of those drivers, no, that would have been a fairly calm conversation, I'm fairly sure. There are a couple of seasoned veteran drivers with a lot of respect for each other. Maybe one of them was just saying, hey, the ambulance is over there. We got to take.
Football is all about smart moves, quick reads, and being one step ahead. Same goes for the Chevy Silverado. It's everything I need in a truck. Power, range, and all the best tech. Dependability comes standard. This truck moves fast, plays smart, and plays to win. Chevy Silverado, ready for your next play. Visit your local New England Chevy dealer today.
A ride. Glenn Stiers, I mean, there's a driver. I've watched him race dirt sprint cars for 25 years. I've watched him crash through billboards, over fences. I mean, some spectacular crashes in his career and a lot of race wins. Also a member of the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame. Have another look at this replay. I'm just trying to figure out how Hathaway wound up.
Did he just get squirrely at him?
Did he hit the bump?
I don't think it was the bump. Something upset the three of Hathaway, because to look at it with the naked eye, it looked like he just drove the 80 straight up into the wall, but that makes no sense. Why would he do that? So here, I almost wonder if they made contact and it jerked the steering wheel out of his hand, because he's still saving that car halfway down the backstretch. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but it just doesn't make sense to...
Look at Larry Jackson, how close he was to clobbering the 80.
Nice bit of driving by Jackson.
There's Donald Teege right there on screen.
We're seeing a different Donald Teege this season. And he's meeting Todd Lewis to have an interview there. That'll be on the TSN broadcast. Donald Teege has had a hot temper for a long time. Like that was traditionally it's the way he drove. It's the way he was outside of the car. He's been very mellow this season. And even there, as he walked around to greet Todd Lewis, he's being interviewed in turn number 1. And from here, we can see his hands moving a little bit. Another look at that replay. That's all I can think is when that bit of contact was made between Teege and Hathaway that...
It probably didn't help, too, that Cameron was also right there. Like, there was no room for Teege to try and save it more.
Yeah, Cameron got into him, but it was quite a ways after the fact. Cameron swatted the wall pretty hard as well in that 96. Larry Jackson's got pretty good reflexes for an old guy. You see a number of the pit crews walking down the back straightaway on the inside, of course, of the fence, but...
Look at Cameron's car, Adam, on screen here. It is very tore up on both sides.
All that fluid is from McFarland.
Brandon McFarland getting off the tracking and hopping out of his number 23 car in the front straightaway, and he has left a lot of fluid. And that was the car, Tim, that slammed into Donald Teege.
Yes, it was.
We talked about what a good job Brandon McFarland has done last Saturday and as well tonight, keeping that car clean, racing hard but with a lot of respect. And there was nowhere to go for McFarland there, but a tough way to end his night. Folks, he can hear you. How about a round of applause for Brandon McFarland, driver from Torbay, Newfoundland. I like that. It's a bad day, you're frustrated, but you acknowledge the crowd, give them a wave, and then he'll take the long walk back towards the pits.
they're a good group. Got to work with them at Eastbound and watch Brandon work through the late model sportsman division. Talked to his father, Glenn, earlier, and excited, optimistic about today. And I'm sure they'll have a little bit of work to do before their next stop. But I know they got a pro stock for sale. Maybe they'll have to dig that out and come back to the IWK 250 in a couple of weeks.
Well, there you go. That's always a good idea.
Donald Teage's number 80 on the back straightaway, on the hauler, or on the flat deck, pardon me, going in the hauler here soon.
Football is all about smart moves, quick reads, and being one step ahead. Same goes for the Chevy Silverado. It's everything I need in a truck. Power, range, and all the best tech. Dependability comes standard. This truck moves fast, plays smart, and plays to win. Chevy Silverado, ready for your next play. Visit your local New England Chevy dealer today.
So next time they'll need these race cars is for the Western Swing out to Edmonton and Saskatoon. I'm happy to see Glenn Steyer's Zero car being pushed by people. That means all 4 tires still have air in them. They're still pointed in the general direction they need to be pointed.
We'll actually get a good look now at the damage on Mark Dilly's number 64 because he was a bit closer to the inside, a little out of sight. And you spoke with Mark before the first race here today about, he doesn't race much anymore. Chose these races, right?
Yeah, it was important to Mark to come out here and compete in these races. You don't realize how much speed these cars are carrying, same with the Pro Stocks, until they have to try to stop in a hurry.
Well, if you are watching on TSN Plus right now, the race before here, and Adam, you saw it, or at least the aftermath of it, we had a giant pileup in turn 1 and 2, which involved nearly the whole field.
And it was such a clean race. They'd run 115 laps of good, hard, clean racing. There was a little bit of short track racing, but there hadn't been any funny stuff. And then that one restart, things went sideways and everybody got involved. So again, for those watching on the stream, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for the final 36 laps of the Choko 150.
Football is all about smart moves, quick reads, and being one step ahead. Same goes for the Chevy Silverado. It's everything I need in a truck. Power, range, and all the best tech. Dependability comes standard. This truck moves fast, plays smart, and plays to win. Chevy Silverado, ready for your next play. Visit your local New England Chevy dealer today.
Well, back at Riverside Speedway, where cleanup continues. Looks as though Mother Nature may be paying us a visit.
Yeah, we didn't need to rinse the racetrack off, Mother Nature, but we are getting a little bit here at the racetrack. We can see it up in the lights here.
Tow truck getting into position will pull Brandon McFarland's 23 machine off the track.
Well, if race fans, if you are deciding to beat the rain here at the track, we do appreciate your time here today. Looking forward to seeing you during the IWK 250 Super Race weekend, 3 weekends away. RiversideSpeedway.ca for more info, and hopefully Mother Nature comes nowhere near Antigonish that weekend.
Now, call me crazy, but I don't see any more drops coming down. A little bit of oil dry going down on the front straightaway as they clean up from the Brandon McFarland 23. And then we will have to sort out the running order of who remains, who's able to keep up to speed. We talk about drivers like Marc-Antoine Cameron, who got a pretty good piece of that accident, but he's still out there on the racetrack ready to fire that car back up.
Yeah, and he hit that wall a ton, and you may notice there are no safer barriers here. It's old school concrete here at Riverside.
Well, have a look at that replay once again, and boy, it looks the same every time. Oh. Maxime Gauvreau did a good job to get stopped and not take any damage.
Oh, man, Brandon McFarland had absolutely nowhere to go in that wreck.
No, you're absolutely right there.
Well, we're getting the cars fired up again here, Adam.
Yellow flag displayed once again. Kevin Lacroix on the back straightaway behind the caution car. Jason Hathaway in the second spot. LP Dumoulin third. Alex Gannett, I believe, is fourth. Either Gannett or LeBay. We'll wait until they sort that out and give you a more official rundown. Marc-Antoine Cameron has some pieces coming off of that 86. Little piece came off the Cameron 96 on the back straightaway up in turn number 3, so they'll send the cleanup crew back out for that. And just that piece of debris in turn number 3. Don't believe we've lost the racetrack by any
No,
stretch.
It looks like it, knock on some wood here, Adam. Looks like maybe just a little spot shower ran over here. Maybe Mother Nature heard me threatening her.
Sometimes you just have to speak assertively.
Yeah. Adam, it's been great having you and Dave and everyone here from NASCAR Canada again. We hope next year Mother Nature stays away, but you guys come back. This has been a great afternoon.
Oh, and I think this is the way it should be. The Pro Stock Tour, the NASCAR Canada Series. One great night of racing. I mean, that's a fantastic weekend. Have a country music concert.
Yep.
One to go this time at the Stripe. They're going to get this race back underway.
And I want to thank the James Barker Band again for putting on a great show last night.
Cleanup truck gets down out of the way. Kevin Lacroix going to lead us back to green. Jason Hathaway in the 3 on the outside. The 47 LP Dumoulin, 36 Alex LeBay.
Here we go, Adam, after a red flag. No.
Cleanup crew is still on the racetrack.
I guess we probably can't race with them on track. Wouldn't be right.
One to go. We'll try this again. And the question's going to be, Alex LeBay's 36. He took a hard hit. Marc-Antoine Cameron of the 96, he took a hard hit. Andrew Ranger is being scored 2 laps down right now.
Well, that was a big question in the Pro Stock race after the big one there. Who still can drive okay after all that?
I was impressed with Nicholas Noggle. Pinty's restart zone, here we come. Kevin Lacroix in the 74, Jason Hathaway in the 3.
Oh, and Lacroix may have spun the tires at him. He did not have a great restart like the last one. Hathaway out in front a little bit. Is this the restart that's going to change everything?
Hathaway working the outside. Kevin Lacroix down low. Alex LeBay goes up the track. He might have some damage on that 36. Jason Hathaway out in front in that 3 car. Oh, trouble for Alex LeBay. He stops in turn number 2. Marc-Antoine Cameron in the 96. He is looking to take that car to the pits. I thought he might keep it on the racetrack, but it looks like the rear end is knocked out of that 96 machine.
And on this restart, Adam, it's going to be Jason Hathaway in front.
Well, they will go back to the last completed lap, so let's just confirm that Hathaway was still the leader then as Alex LeBay. Going to close back in on the field, and I imagine we'll see him head down pit road.
And don't forget, race fans, at the end of this, we're going to have some fireworks. Of course, it's Canada Day. We're going to have some fireworks. We're going to shoot them off when the winner gets out of their car. So stick around if you want to see some fireworks here at Riverside Speedway. We've already seen some racing fireworks, but big ones coming up here soon.
Having a look at this replay, and LeBay goes down into the corner in the car. You can see all sorts of sparks out from underneath that 36 machine. Okay, that's why LeBay is still on the racetrack. They haven't opened pit road for them just yet. I believe we'll see him duck down on the pits. Otherwise, why did he stop in turn 2?
Cleanup crew were also on the track inspecting. They picked up something there in turn 3 is the 96 car. You can see crews are underneath it. Beat, battered, and bruised.
Yeah, I'm not sure they'll be able to fix what's wrong with that 96 machine.
There's Alex LeBay pulling in the pits now.
LeBay comes down to the attention of the crew. They're ready there with the jack.
It's like a right front tire change.
So Alex LeBay going to be held for a lap or 2 for bringing out a yellow flag. They'll go 1 to go here at the stripe. LeBay was set to pull out, but the official still in front of the car saying, no, you don't. Andrew Ranger gets one of his laps back, so this could be a big turn of events here in the points chase as Marc-Antoine Cameron looks like his night is done. Heading back into Pinty's restart zone, Jason Hathaway down low in the 3. Kevin Lacroix up high in the 74. 24 laps to go.
And that time, Adam, Lacroix had a better restart, but Hathaway just that better. He's going to try and squeeze in front of the 74.
He does just that. Kevin Lacroix gets back in line. He'll cross him over off of turn number 4. Hathaway continues to lead, but Kevin Lacroix with the line on the inside. Hathaway with a good run on the outside.
And he's able to clear the 74 on the outside, and he gets right back on the bottom, trying to stop the 74 for going 2 for 2 today. And here comes the 39 coming around the number 27 or number 47.
How about Alex Kinnett in the 39? Contact between he and LP Dumoulin. Dumoulin going to get into the back end. DJ Kennington right behind them, looking to see which way he wants to go.
A lot of pushing and shoving with 21 left to go here in the Choko Authentics 150, the second NASCAR Canada Series race. With a lot of pushing and shoving in that first 150. Late race restart, Kevin Lacroix all over the bumper of Hathaway, and these two have had a history of pushing and shoving at Riverside.
Well, they sure do, and they had an awful lot of fun in the first race. They're doing it again here in race number 2, but don't look now. Alex Gannett closing that gap in the 39. He'd love to make this a 3-car battle for the lead.
Could steal the victory. He could lead only the last lap, the most important lap, the one that pays all the money tonight. But right now it's Hathaway leading the charge in front of Lacroix. And is Lacroix maybe saving a little bit, trying to cool those tires and then eventually take her?
Well, just like earlier on, Kevin Lacroix, better car in the long run. Jason Hathaway was good for short runs as Lacroix closes into the back bumper of Jason Hathaway. Right up on the rear deck lid of the 3 machine is the 74 of Lacroix.
It may be go time for Lacroix. Coming up, 14 left to go in Antigonish. 16 left to go this time around.
LP Dumoulin in the 47, the 17 of DJ Kennington. They've lost touch a little bit with the 39 of Alex Gannett. Gannett doing all he can to keep pace with Hathaway and Lacroix, but Jason Hathaway in the 3, Kevin Lacroix in the 74. They've been the...
And the 74 closes in on the turns. He gets a dynamite run with 15 left to go. Does he shove him in the turn? He tries to. Hathaway still defending the top spot here in Antigonish.
Little bit of contact. That's what short track racing is all about. Jason Hathaway up to the challenge so far. 13 laps to go this time, and Kevin Lacroix definitely faster in 3 and 4.
And that 39 car, Gannett wants to be in that catbird seat. He's got to close it in just a bit more, but if those boys keep rough and tumble racing, he could really close in here.
Man, Lacroix with a big run. Jason Hathaway going to have to pull some tricks out of his sleeve to hold off that 74.
How do you make the rear end wider?
Well, what Hathaway needs to do, and it's what he's been doing, not only run fast laps, but he's got to get that car to settle down in the turn. So even if he does take a shot from Kevin Lacroix, it doesn't upset the car so much that he shoots up the racetrack.
11 laps to go in the final 150 of the day here at Riverside Speedway. It's going to be a long 10 laps for the leader. It's going to be a short 10-lap dash for whoever's in second.
Hathaway hugging the inside of the racetrack through 1 and 2. Kevin Lacroix with a good launch off the second turn, but he's got a whole car length to make up. He closes most of that gap on the entry of 3, and he's right up on the rear bumper.
50 Hathaway was right there the entire time, and it's flip-flop this time. Hathaway trying to block. He gets big-time booted by the 74.
He gets a big push from Kevin Lacroix in the middle of the turn, but he was able to position that 3 car to keep Lacroix pinched down to the inside. They'll race side by side down the back straightaway. Lacroix again drives it deep into 3 and 4.
And who's going to lead this lap? Barely. It's going to be Hathaway hanging on, but can he hang on for much longer? On the outside is the 74 and 3 fire down the back straightaway, coming up 6 to go.
Kevin Lacroix edges out ahead into turn number 3. They rub off of turn 4 at the stripe. It's Kevin Lacroix by a hair, 2 1/1000ths of a second.
And is he able to clear the 3? Not nearly off at turn 2. Hathaway's going to try a crossover. He's not able to get to the bumper. 5 left to go.
The bumper was all Hathaway wanted, to give Kevin Lacroix a little bit of a shove, get that car upset. He's still maintaining close enough to the 74 to make that work if he's able to get a little bit closer, and he has a great run off of turn 4.
He certainly did with 4 left to go. Does a bump come here? If he gets there, there it is.
It sure does. Jason Hathaway wants this win. He'll do what he has to do to get it. 3 laps to go this time at the stripe.
Kevin Lacroix looking to sweep the day here in Nova Scotia. Jason Hathaway looking to get back on the winner's podium here in Nova Scotia since 2019, coming around for 2 laps to go.
Just less than a car length is the lead that Kevin Lacroix holds with 2 laps to go. Lacroix having to hit his marks to precision.
And here they come, Adam Ross down the back straightaway. The 74 trying to drive it like he stole it one more time around Riverside.
Last time around for Kevin Lacroix, he's opened that gap just over a car length ahead of Jason Hathaway. One more opportunity for Hathaway in 3 and 4. He's going to come up just short. The Choko 150 to Kevin Lacroix. Hathaway second, Alex Gannett third, a carbon copy of the finish of the first 150 here today. LP Dumoulin fourth, DJ Kennington fifth, Maxime Gauvreau with a great sixth place run. Then it's Alex Gannett, Andrew Ranger, Larry Jackson, and Sarah Thorne. We're headed to Everham Victory Lane.
And race fans, for the second time today, it's the 74 winning here at Riverside. Kevin Lacroix wins the Choko Authentics 150. And we want to remind you, no one on the track after last victory lane per NASCAR procedures. We do appreciate your cooperation. Burning it down with the fireworks here at Riverside. Happy Canada Day indeed for Kevin Lacroix. On a day where we jammed 2 NASCAR Canada Series features into one. He was
Fireworks lighting up the sky as Kevin Lacroix takes his second victory lap of the night here in the 74. Kevin Lacroix rolling down to Everham Victory Lane as fireworks light up the sky here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Kevin Lacroix getting the safety gear off, getting ready to climb out and celebrate for the second time tonight, this time in the Choko 150. He can hear you now, folks. How about a round of applause for Kevin Lacroix? Kevin Lacroix for the second time tonight going through the winners' interviews. Man, you had to work for it that time. How much fun was that?
Well, I was a little disappointed that I lost all this advantage with the yellow. That way, with the hard-fought battles with the number 3, I think it makes at the end of the day it's even more fun. So I'm happy with it.
And a big day for the point standings for you as well, Kevin. There's been not a lot of talk, but you have yet to win a NASCAR Canada Championship. Is this season your best opportunity ever?
Well, for sure, it's the best opportunity because we're fast every single race. First race of the year, I broke the tradition while leading, and that hurt a lot for the points. But now back to back with my competitors, having it's nice for the points.
Kevin Lacroix, the winner of the Choko 150. We want to thank you for watching the streams tonight. We hope you enjoyed them. And for those of you here, we're about to talk to second and third place finishers.